What's going on, everybody? Welcome here. We got the PK Clan Tournament 4 here, TAD tournament, and we have H2O versus Nagayumi in a best out of 7 here on the first match. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. Looks like here we're going to have an Iroquois mirror. Of course, this game is being streamed by the Japanese community as well. I'm Chix. I'm actually administrating the tournament that's currently been going on. It's hosted by PK Clan, and it started earlier last month. It's been going quite well. This is the quarterfinals now. Now, usually how the map pools go is it starts on Great Plains first, and then Saguenay, and so on. So we're just awaiting the first match here. This is going to be very exciting. They're both undefeated players until now. And of course, it is a best out of 7, so somebody has to pull through. There is also a $500 undefeated prize. Of course, this is not affiliated with Microsoft. This is just a community-oriented event. Now you can see the rules and what you can expect here in this event at our site. There's a list of rules and regulations for these players. Of course, just a little background on these players. We had H2O who won in 2008 World Cyber Games. I believe it was in Los Angeles. For 10 grand, he won first place. And for Nagayumi, he's currently the top player on ESO for Age of Empires 3. He's also a Japanese player. Now, Matt Sujin, he's also here streaming with me. He was actually one of the official commentators for the Japanese community during the WCG time. You can find his stream as well if you go to the Japanese site. I don't have the link handy. I'm sure somebody in the chat could give it a shout there. So of course, H2O is American and Nagayumi Japanese. Now these players have been practicing quite often, and we're actually just waiting here, sorry, on Matt Sujin. Okay, here we go. It's starting now. Yeah, these players have put in a ton of effort into these games. They've been practicing, been online, getting things rolling, day and night practice, because this is a huge event, huge prize pool, and I'm sure it matters a lot to these guys because they play the game, might as well play the game and earn money as well. Okay, so looking at the top of the map here, we got blue, H2O. He's playing the Iroquois. And just looking at the map balance here, he's got 2 mines. And he's got pretty decent hunt. He's got 2 bison herds there, as well as 140 food treasure. That's actually quite nice. One of the better treasures on this map. Looking on the other side there, we have red, Nagayumi playing as well as Iroquois, so it is an Iroquois mirror, as I mentioned before. And looking at the map balance as well for him, he's got 2 mines, along with 2 herds. However, his second herd is a bit further away. Now, it looks like none of them has gotten any treasures at this point. H2O is going for the 30 food treasure there. And of course, Nagayumi just making that first trade post, sorry, and makes it in time for that XP, that trade travois. Now looking here, that Discovery Travois is just scouting around for line of sight until he sets up there. There's an 80 wood treasure there as well. He builds his trade post now in time for the XP. However, Nagayumi did make it in before H2O did. To get his XP earlier, he will get his villager shipment earlier as well. Do keep in mind H2O does have 140 food treasure there as well he can pick up. Here at the bottom, he did set up his longhouse just in line of sight of that gold mine there. And of course, both players just picking up small beaver traps of coin. They can help. Gradually, they stack up. All these small treasures, they add up to a big treasure. He is now going for that 80 wood. Converted one of the bears there.
HX.
And as well, H2O is now going for that 140 food treasure. Now looking at the herds here, it doesn't look like Nagayumi has begun herding yet. And so is H2O. They will probably play aggressively. I would say probably set their forward TP up here, their forward age up Travois up here, and play aggressively since they're not hurting. We have H2O now going for the 70 coin. And we can tell here as well, he's just clicked the age up button since he switched his villagers off food. And yes, he's going for the herding now. Now notice he's aging up rather quickly because of the food treasures that he's gotten. And Nagayumi is just aging up now. He should be. He's also herding that bison there. That's quite impressive timing there. That's right before 340 age up. So we could probably be expecting a Kenya shipment just to harass Nagayumi here. I'm not sure what he's doing here, just kind of sieging the town center. H2O just setting up his war hut here by the gold mine in the forward. It's a pretty good placement, assuming you do have quite a few hunt there. You got one there, you got the hunt, the mine, and you got other hunt back here as well. So this war hut kind of establishes a protection for these resources. Now as for back here, Nagayumi just managing to age now, puts his war hut by that gold mine there. As for H2O, he just sent in his Kenya shipment now, as I was expecting, the first shipment. And just pulling Nagayumi off resources here. Nagayumi just picking up his crates here. H2O hasn't, well there you go, he's just made his tomahawk. And I'll put the lead in H2O, that's for sure, right at this point, the blue player. And that's because, you look at the score here, Nagayumi was pulled off resources for a little bit there, which is going to prevent him from making units and being outmassed. And there he goes, there's Explorer killed here. That's definitely going to affect the Iroquois player because Explorer essentially boosts nearby units' hit points by, I believe it's 10%. It's quite a bit. Almost lost a villager there. He just sent in his 600 coin shipment. Now usually when we see coin, that could mean that he would want to go to the next age. Now obviously H2O does have quite a mass here, and that war hut is going to get destroyed. Not sure exactly what Nagayumi had planned with that 600 coin. Perhaps he wanted to go to the next stage. I'd say it's a bit risky. He does have a nice hunt though right here in front of his town center. As well, we see Nagayumi just trying to raid here, but H2O had the quick reflexes, not losing any villagers there. And Nagayumi's got an idle villager there, not sure what it's doing. Should be hurting. Nagayumi looks like he's in a bit of trouble. He didn't manage to pick up that 600 coin yet. And that town center is taking quite a bit of damage. He is raiding with these cav up here though, distracting H2O. Nagayumi is attempting to pick up this treasure. Yeah, I don't think he lost any villagers yet. It's quite impressive. They're both very fast. There he goes. He actually lost one now. And H2O losing a second villager. He's going to lose a third now. Wow. That's definitely going to hurt. We can see that taking effect now. That's huge. Because in a mirror matchup like this, if you lose 3 villagers, especially this early, it's only 7 minutes in. If you lose 3 villagers this early, it's really going to hurt your food income. And Iroquois is mostly food and wood. We can see here that H2O just picked off another villager there. And Nagayumi, it looks like he built a longhouse. He should be hurting as well. Nagayumi is as well using Ayana to pick off some soldiers here. And looks like these Kenya are coming back. He needs some good micro on these things. He does outmass him on Ayana count, and he will lose a couple villagers here. He does ship his Ayana shipment here. It is a close one. Now he does have around 8 villagers inside, assuming each villager inside the town center is 9 attacks. So that town center attack, it's looking pretty good actually for Nagayumi. However, it's really I can't really put the battle in anybody's favor at this point. They both did lose a few villagers and an army as well. Now we're assuming that Nagayumi had idle villagers inside that town center for quite some time as well. H2O losing quite a few units, and so it should be right about even. It does look like H2O is behind in score though. He is going for the side of the map, and he is coming back with his Ayana, attempting to pick off this villager. Not sure. He's losing way too many units. Not very smart here. He doesn't pick off the villager, and he lost almost five units. 5 units. That's absolutely huge. The 5 units is 500 resources. He does ship in his 600 wood though. Keep in mind he does have his stable as well. Nagayumi looks like he wants to push out with some men here. He does manage to pick off a unit for free. Looking at the side of the map here, he does have an idle bear. Yeah, not doing much here. And he still has decent hunt that he can bunch inside his TC there. Now looking at H2O, he sees that Nagayumi is coming in, and he wants to go heavy on Kenyas now. So looks like the red player is going to have to put those tomahawk in hand attack. He doesn't manage to pick off any Kenyas though. He does have a few low health ones. He has more tomahawk coming there. Yeah, H2O needs to be careful with his pathing on those cav there. And Nagayumi will lose 1 villager, but at the cost of what? I mean, he's losing too many units. Not sure if that was smart. Now looking at Nagayumi, he does have Aena though. H2O might pick them off. Doesn't look like it because of the War Hut fire, and he does have low health Kenyas. Looking at Nagayumi though, he will perhaps poke through his base, maybe, or even go for this hunt turret over here. Of course, H2O just reviving his explorer back here and putting some villagers off resources here as well. Doesn't manage to pick off any though. Looking at Nagayumi here. H2O smart to build a war hut there, knowing that Nagayumi might have found his hunt just on case, and so that should protect him for the time being. And now H2O essentially needs a mass to push these units off. I'm not sure if he's going to have a big enough mass for that. He is using villages as a sink, just essentially to sink the damage. And he does kill the explorer. Nagayumi is in trouble here. It looks pretty even for both. However, he lost his explorer. That's a big hit. The explorer gives a lot of hit points to nearby soldiers. It looks like an even battle. I'll put it a little bit in favor of H2O here. It was in favor of Nagayumi, but I don't know if going in like that was too smart. He is as well going for that 210 XP treasure. And H2O looked like he wanted to just scout down here and pull these villages off resources. And Nagayumi resigned. Unbelievable. It looked like he was behind just a bit there. But I guess since he had his villagers inside his TC for too long, and I'm not sure what happened there. That last battle didn't look too good. H2O used his villagers very smartly, as you can see here, just to essentially sink the damage along with the War Hut fire. H2O made a mistake here in the town center. At one point there was a battle where he lost it, and I felt that it was in Nagayumi's advantage. And then there was a battle here where it was in H2O's advantage, and at that point Nagayumi resigned. Well, good game. Let's go on to the next match, which is on Segane, the second match. It is 1-0 for H2O. Let me pull up that scoreboard actually. Scoreboard here. One zero for H2O. Very impressive play by both. Well played. Of course, it didn't last as long as expected. However, at this top level play, even a mistake or two can cause you the game. All right, there we go. Of course, now do keep in mind that there's civilization restrictions. Now, since H2O won the first match with Iroquois, he can't play Iroquois in the second match. Nagayumi can. He lost with Iroquois. He can decide to choose Iroquois again if he wishes. Now, for those who are just jumping in here, this is a best out of 7 quarterfinal matches. and it's part of the PK Clan TAD tournament. Rules, regulations, information about the upcoming games. Of course, knowing this is only quarterfinal, there's a semifinal and a finals, which is definitely very exciting. You can visit that at pkclan.net. Just waiting for these guys to host and get it started here. Just let me take a look at the chat. Yeah, it wasn't the best battle. It wasn't the best game either, but it's very technical, and Nagayumi knows when it's over. I mean, I felt that he could have stayed in there if he wanted to. Neither player had a decisive advantage, but losing that last battle there, he probably felt that H2O just had too much of an advantage at that point. I was looking at the villager counter, and both players were right along there. They both lost a decent amount of villagers in that game. Now the next map is this Segune, second map of the series, second match. Now, of course, you can bet on these matches. This is a match you can bet on, and there's actually a prize for the winner. For the winner who comes up on top for betting all the matches correctly. You can also visit that at our site through the forums. You go to the forums and you can bet on matches and results. Commentating here for you guys is Chicks. I'm also the administrator of the current tournament. For those of you who missed it when I first began streaming here today. Will there be any more RTS in the future? Well, we can only hope. Perhaps an Age of Mythology HD that has been on the cover. That has been discussed as well. Not sure what to expect there. Now, of course, the loser of this best out of 7 is out of this tournament, and this tournament does have a quite significant prize pool. They're just H2O and Nagayumi just choosing their civilizations now. Of course, I did mention already H2O can't pick the Iroquois. It does look like they're having a little dispute on the civilizations. Okay, looks like they made up their mind, and they will go India versus Iroquois. Now I'm here today bringing you the coverage. I'll try and bring you as much as I can. Now it looks that Nagayumi wants to pick Iroquois again. Looking at his rank, he's a lieutenant general. If we look at the ladders there on the supremacy, he is the best current player before H2O started up again in good speed, and some of the others there, they came back for the tournament. Now, of course, we do still have a few players undefeated, and there's a $500 undefeated prize, and $2,700 total. Now, I do have to mention this is not affiliated with Microsoft, and this is a tournament based on it's all community oriented.
Going on, chicks? Damn, I don't even...
Okay, just waiting on Shimraz to start it up here. It looks like they're just switching streams from Masujin to Shimraz. Of course, Shimraz is a representative for one of the Japanese casters and streamers. He is also administrating this tournament with me. Yeah, this map is quite interesting. Now, Segane is actually considered one of the most balanced maps, and is usually put in the pool with other tournaments. It's a very popular map. It has it's really dependent on sheep distribution, though. Of course, the other resources tend to be distributed quite okay. However, in terms of the sheep, sometimes it can be lopsided. You would have all the sheep on one side of the map. Just waiting on the Japanese streamers there to sort things out. Of course, that I mentioned that Nagayumi is the best current player. He's been playing very consistently over the past few years. Now, it's up to the players themselves to decide whether the hunts are bad or the gold mines. They do have up to 2 minutes to decide whether they want to restart. Of course, talking about the restart rules, each player has one restart maximum per match. In a best out of 7, they have up to 4 restarts. But you can only restart maximum once per player on the same map. Alright, so here we go. Looking at the blue player here, H2O, we have the Indians. And it looks like he starts with a farm on this one. Of course, you do start with a random building every time on this map. And looking at the resource distribution, it actually looks quite nice. He's got some moose there, as well as a gold mine here, which is quite forward actually. He does have a backwards mine, so that's 2. And he has some elk here. So it's looking okay for him. Now this player here has a plantation. He does have a backwards mine. Plantation is actually quite useless here. It's not really needed. Players are not going to be using it. Notice how he built that trade post right away to get that XP when the Trevoice comes along. Now looking at the resource distribution continued, we do have moose here, deer, which is the second and third hunt, and his second mine is quite forward. So 3 mines on this side here. He did capture an outlaw rifleman from that. Did he lose that much HP on that? That's quite extensive. That's huge. Wow. I'm not sure if he actually lost that much HP. That might cost him. I can't tell you. I mean, he lost a ton of HP on that. All 4 of them must have gotten a shot on that explorer there. He's just picking up treasures now. 50 coin and a 30 coin here. And 95 wood by H2O that he just picked up now. I believe the 95 wood was right here that H2O just picked up. Of course, we're looking at the sheep. They're scouting the sheep. Now Indians have the 2 explorers, which makes it very handy on this map for getting and stealing all the sheep, where the Iroquois explorer tends to spend some time on that trade post and then goes on to explore. So he's really behind on the sheep. I don't think he'll get very many. Maybe just the 2 that he scouted here in his base. Notice now, I think that Nagayumi will use this outlaw rifleman to perhaps just pick off one of the Indian explorers here. He does do it. Now I just want to see what, yeah, he picked up a 90 food. That's quite nice. 90 food and 95 wood for H2O there. Now regarding this outlaw rifleman, he's very, very strong. Notice how he just took down this this explorer here and gained himself 45 XP. Of course, we do have a nice train of sheep here that's going straight to H2O's base. We have another 60 wood treasure here. Looking at H2O's, he looks like he's aging up already defensively. And wow, just 4, 6, 10 sheep. And there's only 12 sheep on the map, so he gathered a 10 out of a possible 12 sheep. That is definitely quite huge. Now we have Nagayumi with the bear there, and the other unit here that'll take out this treasure quite easily. And it is 60 wood. And H2O looks like he's just scouting here. He might come and try steal this, but I think Nagayumi will get it first. Nagayumi has just aged up now, and he does have this travois. I'm not sure if he's going to put it aggressively or defensively. He could go either way. He might want to revive this explorer here. He might want to come back. Now H2O has just gotten the colonial age with the Agra fort in a defensive position. And he does have still some hunt. Quite a few hunt actually. So defensive position was perhaps a smart idea, since he's gotten quite a few herds there. Now looking at Nagayumi, he's just shipped the 700 wood. Now I want to just take a quick peek at these guys' decks here. Looking at Nagayumi first, in the Iroquois. He does have the Buccaneers, and not bad. 600 and 600 gold there. And looking at the other player here. Oops, sorry, I messed up there. Okay, H2O Indians. He does have caravels as well in his deck. Nagayumi has just found 160 XP. It's quite impressive. He does also have a few treasure guardians here that helped him out with that, I'm sure. The consulate going up here by H2O, and he is hurting this other hunt here. And Nagayumi, notice here he does have a stable as well as a war hut in the forward, and 2 trade posts in which he upgraded. Now H2O just doing a little bit of scouting here, see what's going on. Nagayumi hasn't been too aggressive. Hasn't made too many units. Wants to do more of a boomy style. Just collecting his last 100 wood crate there from the 600 wood shipment that he sent. Of course, H2O does have a few units just in case. He doesn't want to expect any surprise attacks. Now, Nagayumi already has quite a decent mass here. It looks like he wants to go for the push, or at least poke through. Now, looking at the scores, Nagayumi has definitely pulled ahead economy-wise. Quite impressive there. That's definitely because he upgraded the trade posts. Now, do keep in mind H2O still has those sheep that he can gather, which he gathers 2 to 3 times faster than the usual hunt. Now, that aggro fort is actually quite decent in attack, has area damage. And H2O doesn't have too much of a military, however, he did call out his sentries, or Minutemen, in which that'll push Nagayumi back. Now Nagayumi has some reinforcements coming in. He does have some hyenas there. And of course, this battle is looking quite good. Of course, this is going to change the tide here, these sepoys. I'll put the advantage here for H2O, that's for sure. Those Minutemen and sentries just have way too much attack. But he had to engage anyway, he was forced to. Essentially, his units were slowed down by the 2 explorers. It's quite an even battle. I was thinking perhaps it was in H2O's favor, but looks like Nagayumi hasn't done too bad there. You can tell definitely H2O is going for more of a boomy style. And Nagayumi is massing up here gradually. Looks like he wants to poke back. Poke again. See what damage he can do. He did pick off a villager there, and almost picked off that villager there. He's at one, but he's losing a lot of HP on his units from that aggro fort. It is definitely hurting him for as long as he stays under fire there. And of course he has that town center fire of 90 attack. He's definitely got quite a few villagers inside. There you go. He did have a substantial amount. So he gets the maximum output of damage. Now notice here how H2O has a mix of Seapoint and Gurkha. And he does of course have a stable in behind here in which he can make some horses to slow down these units. Pretty good combination. Zambarox. Looks like Nagayumi wants to see what he can do up here. Getting a few shots off there by H2O, very good. He wants to be careful though that those cav doesn't come in. Does have quite a few anti-cav though, so Nagayumi is not looking too good here. Is not looking too good. He's lost way too many Kenyas, and he's sieging that aggro fort as well. He really wants to focus on those units. H2O is playing very, very smart here, and I'll heavily put this battle in his favor. He's lost way too many Kenyas to Zambarox, and he was never able to touch those Gurkha. Very smart play here. Now H2O is slightly... Well, he is just about to run out of hunt actually, so he's going to have to go outside his base, even over here, or perhaps down on the other side of the map. Keep in mind he does have the sheep there. Now they both do have warboats in their decks, so we could perhaps see some something go on here on the water. Later in the game. Now we do have a war hut there at the bottom of the map that should help secure the resources down here. Of course we have H2O as well, as I just mentioned earlier. He's going down for the resources. He did have to push out for these hunts, which he does have quite a decent sized army now. He's got a bunch of anti-cav, hand cav, and of course a mix of light and heavy infantry. Now Nagayumi doesn't have quite the mass that he does. He is very, very heavy on Aena, and he did waste a couple there. Oh, and he did attempt to raid back here. Notice how he sent the Zambarox there to protect that, and at the same time there's a battle going on here. So two battles. He's losing Cav over here from the Zambarox, and he's losing Aena here to the Soars. So Nagayumi kind of put into a bad position, and they call it good game. It was actually well played by both. There was some good battles for each. However, that last battle there for Nagayumi in here, inside H2O's base, I feel that H2O protected his Gurkha quite well with the Zambarox, and Nagayumi didn't really know what to do with those Kenyas. They were just kind of stuck inside there and lost way too many unnecessarily, which puts the score at 2-0. Very impressive. 2-0. And of course, this other battle down here where he attempted to raid, he sent the Zambroks back to pick off the Kenyas. Just to take a quick peek here at the village account. The resources here, it's quite even resource gather. Nagayumi did have the output there a little bit, and of course H2O had a better kill loss ratio in the last two battles that we've seen there. On to the third match. Alright, where's that chat? There we go. Yeah, just looking at the comments here. Anybody has questions, feel free to ask. So impatient. Yeah, I was kind of thinking so as well, but you can't let India build up an army. That's true as well. And what ended up happening is Nagayumi just kind of gets stuck inside that battle there. H2O got him right where he wanted him. All right, so this is the third match here in the best out of 7. Try and bring you the best coverage possible. Of course, now H2O winning 2-0 twice in a row. There's a civ restriction for this as well. He cannot choose any of the top tier civilizations. He cannot choose India, China, Japan, Ottomans, as well as Iroquois. So essentially, H2O would have to choose one of the European civilizations, or Sioux and Aztec are also available to him. Now, of course, I did mention earlier, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're enjoying the stream, well, I hope everybody's enjoying the stream. Looks like H2O will be right back, so we might wait just a few minutes until our next match here on Siberia. Now, do keep in mind, gentlemen, Shimraz is also streaming here. He's in our game right now. He's our other caster. He's streaming in Japanese, commentating in Japanese perhaps. So if you wanted to see another point of view, you can definitely check him out. It looks like H2O will go British. I'm actually quite surprised here. At the same time, I'm not. Of course, we haven't seen too much British besides a few selected players. Other than that, British is not normally played. However, he is restricted to play the top tier civilizations. And of course, Siberia does start with a tower, so it makes them more defensive. As well as the hunts are not too bad, so the resource distribution is also pretty good on this map. And we'll indeed see Japanese versus British here. Should be quite an interesting match. Of course, Japanese could do a few things. They could do a boom. They could do a semi, kind of just like a flank fast rush with the Ashiguru, and then go straight to the next stage. British could do a few things as well. They could do a super fast rush. They could go fast fortress. British doesn't normally do fast fortress. They do more of a semi-fast fortress. Of course, British can also start out stable in Age 2 and do some raiding. Raiding doesn't tend to do too well versus Japanese, but you could just kind of poke and put his villagers off resources. Even a musketeer's semi-fast fortress works as British versus Japanese, because you could just use the musketeers to pull them off shrines, prevent the Japanese player from covering too much map with those shrines. I mean, of course, he would probably have to choose British. British is probably the best civilization to choose in this circumstance, because of the reason he's restricted. Of course, you couldn't use Germans against Japanese. That wouldn't really vote on it. He can't use Ottomans because it's restricted. He does have the options of using French, Spain, Portuguese, but decides to go British. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with here. Just a quick update for everybody. Third match, quarterfinal, best out of 7. You have the score at the top of the stream there, 2-0. The first match was Iroquois Mir on Great Plains, and the second match was India versus Iroquois. Just waiting on the casters here to sort out what they're doing here. Might be switching the casters again, or perhaps just clarifying a few things before we start up again. All right, looks like they're ready. And here we go. So indeed, it looks like it is British versus Japanese. Of course, Siberia tends to be quite a good map overall. I did mention already, resource distribution on Siberia is excellent. It's one of the top maps on balance in the game. Matter of fact, you do start with the berries and a tower to promote the defensive civilizations. Unlike the previous matches that we've seen, where the matches end so quickly. For example, the Iroquois Mir on the Great Plains. Okay, so looking at resources here, one mine here behind the town center. He does have a hunt there, a little bit in the forward. Another one there. And there's one right here. Notice how he's scouting with the orchard rickshaw. And the consulate and a few villages on wood. And the others on berries. Okay. H2O playing British. He is he's got a mine here right behind the tower. No hunts in behind, however he does have a mine. Oh wow, his hunts don't look excellent, but they are decent. However, looking at Nagayumi's hunt, he's got 1, 2, and 3. H2O's got 1, 2, and 3 much further out. Now, of course, he is going for that starting market there. Notice how Nagayumi just picked up 50 wood and 30 coin. Now looking at H2O, H2O's only picked, oh, he's definitely picked up a nice treasure there, 85 wood. It's not bad, but compared to Nagayumi, he's definitely picked up more treasures at this point. Treasures are very important early in the game. They definitely let you research hunting dogs and such from the market, give you the early ups. Notice how he just built his cherry orchard now. He was scouting for quite some time here on this side of the map. And he's going for that treasure there, which essentially shows the rest of the treasures on the map. He's got his other explorer up here, and H2O's got his explorer down here. He'd probably go for that 45 coin here. Now, since Nagayumi has the location of all treasures, he can see that 50 wood treasure here, and as well as that 40 wood treasure up there, which makes the treasure that he picked up down here for Nagayumi one of the better treasures. I can't say the best, but one of the better treasures to get. It's nice. It's not definitely for the difficulty for getting it. So yes, he just picked up the 40 wood here. And looks like he is now going for the tiger here. So that should give him definitely a good boost. Building his wonder now. H2O just scouting here. He does find a mine. Now, just a little background on this tournament. It is the TAD tournament. It's the first TAD tournament that we hosted here at the PK Clan. It is enjoined with the JP community, which is the Japanese community. Of course, I'm working with Shimraz on this. And our previous tournaments were essentially all vanilla. Vanilla meaning the first expansion of this game, of the Age of Empires 3 game. So this is quite exciting for us to be working with something different here. Of course, this is the biggest one that we've hosted so far, and definitely the most influential with the biggest prize pot. I'm sure it means a lot to these players here, H2O Nagayumi, because this is the quarterfinals, and the loser of this best out of 7 will put them out of this tournament completely. So H2O is aging up with that wonder there, essentially giving him more of a boom, letting his shrines do more work, gathering resources. And he is building quite a few shrines already. This one's being sieged by his explorer here. Yeah, the Toshogu shrine is very good. It gives it Nagayumi a good consistent flow of resources. Of course, the Japanese could age up with the other wonder there for XP, which is essentially used for more of an aggressive opening. Send ship cards quickly and essentially rush your opponent. But here definitely looks like he's more going for more of a booming strategy. He does ship his wood. And the British player here is going for double racks. Just want to take a quick look at H2O's deck here. It's pretty standard. He's got the wood cards and the bills, the 6 muskets. He's got that church card. That's not standard. That's quite unique actually. And so is that advanced arsenal. I consider that optional as well. Other than that, it is quite standard. And of course, I want to take a look at the Japanese deck here, played by Nagayumi. He does have the 5 Ashis and the 5 Yumi archers that you would expect in every Japanese deck. And he does have a few industrial cards here as well. Now, notice how H2O made pike. He probably made 10 pike. I was projecting perhaps a musketeer semi-fast fortress, but it looks like it's going to be a longbow pike. I'm not sure why he missed that shrine. Was there a reason for that? Yeah, Nagayumi thought he was going for that one there. Sending his longbow down now. Looks like these pike are going to get caught. They'll stop sieging immediately because units are more important than buildings. Assuming this building is only worth 125 wood, each unit here is worth 80 resources. So definitely you'd want to keep your units and not lose them, and not lose too many sieging this building. H2O's pulling off a pretty good strategy here. Longbow pike, taking out this shrine as well. Nagayumi just building more shrines up here, and he has one of his explorers dead down there. Looks like he wants to clean this up. And Nagayumi is going for the next age already. He does have a decent sized army as well. And he doesn't have that many shrines left. I mean, if he comes down here and starts clearing that up, it's really going to hurt. He has been clearing quite a few shrines at the cost of nothing, really. Besides making these units and him going to the next stage, which kept, I guess, you know, it kept him busy at the same time. Of course, H2O can come in here and keep his villagers off resources. Could do that as well. I don't think he's scouted these shrines anyway. There it is. There's the Fortress Age with the golden pavilion. Essentially, it gives you upgrades to your units. You can switch it around. We could be expecting a heavy Yumi Ashi mix, but it looks like it's going to be mainly Yumi. Looking at his mix here is mainly longbow pike, so it's really a dangerous combo, really dangerous combination. I'm really hoping Nagayumi could do something here spectacular, because that shrine is going down quite fast. And there it is. He called the Bistros, essentially a veteran upgraded crossbow. And that shrine is gone. More longbow there coming down for H2O. It's too bad that shrine went down though. It's really unfortunate. Now Nagayumi is just picking off the longbow, as well as the longbow just picking off his units, while the pike do the damage, clearing out the buildings. And he's going double stable here. I'm assuming that he might be going to the next stage, or is he just going Hussars? Don't see anybody on gold. Does he have anybody on gold? Notice how H2O's got a couple pike up there. He is retreating. He did damage Nagayumi quite a bit though. Took out those buildings. Nagayumi going to the next stage already. Wow. So we're seeing an industrial age versus an age 2 British. That's quite exciting. And I don't think British player can go age 3 unless he's going age 3 already. I didn't see him ship coin. Does he have coin in his deck? Let's check. Take a look. He does, yes. I'm not sure if he shipped coin already. Nor do I know if he's going to the next stage. There's Industrial by Nagayumi. That's very scary. Very, very scary. And I just wanted to double check what he had in Industrial Age. 16 Yumi, 14 Ashis, flamethrowers, and the Shogun. Yeah, so it looks like H2O is staying in age 2 here. And he's got a full mass here. Full mass. He's got sustained full age 2. Ton of Hussars. Longbow, pike, you name it. Where's this pike at? Okay. Oh, there they are. Pike, longbow. And of course, just zooming in here a little bit. See the action. We got a bunch of Yumi archers, Bistros. I think H2O is just playing this absolutely phenomenally here. Though I hope he does pick off the Hussars, because the Hussars is going to be a big problem for H2O. Or for Nagayumi, if the Hussars do get in. He wants to be careful. He wants to be very, very careful. And we got 10 more Hussars coming down there. And those archers haven't been upgraded. Yeah, he does clear out those cav. And of course he does have that Daimyo. Wow. Just shipped 16 Yumi from that Daimyo. That's huge. And he's going to lose that thing. Okay, that's not good. He should have saved that one. Of course, he's got to deal with all these Hussars again. And keeping in mind, he's in Industrial Age. And he can't deal with it. That's GG. Of course, we're going to give H2O one more point, making it 3-0 on the mark. I was definitely hoping Nagayumi could do a little bit more damage there. Now looking at the villager count, it's 23 to almost 60 there. I think he played exactly as he should have. He knows this match very well, and just absolutely dominating these matches here. As we see here, he is running out of resources. As we can see, he's way out here. I think Nagayumi played way too passively. Not sure. The fast industrial, semi-fast industrial, I guess you could say. Well, he definitely could have put pressure on H2 and perhaps kind of flanked him. It's a very, very impressive match by H2O. Well played. I felt that the Yumi mask could deal with the Hussars, but at that point it was already over because H2O already had too much of an economy, as we seen there in that timeline. He had a huge economy, and essentially, even if he won that battle, H2O just keep on streaming units down, not giving Nagayumi a chance. And I'm not sure what his idea was, to go industrial, to ship the extra Yumi, to send the Diamino. Couldn't really tell. He did need to upgrade those Yumi. Though if you go to industrial and you can't afford it, then I don't see much point in it. Of course, H2O at this point already has the match secured in the bag. It is the best out of 7, so we could see a possible of 4 more matches, or this could be probably the last one. Now H2O is still restricted, and he can't use any of the top tier civilizations. Well, he had so much resources because he had the map. Essentially, Nagayumi was just going industrial, and that let H2O just kind of clean all the resources. He even went on Nagayumi's side to get some hunt. Now Nagayumi is considered the star player here, especially for the Japanese community. I'm not sure if he had the practice that he needed for this series. Impressive play though. That 10 Hussar one after another, 20 Hussar in maybe a minute and a half is huge. Now I believe Nagayumi has been practicing with Japanese quite a bit, but he decides to go Ottoman instead. Perhaps a British mirror. But if I was in Nagayumi's place, I'd probably just go Iroquois. Iroquois versus British. I mean, he does have the placement to go Iroquois. Of course, he chooses not to. And so far in this game, H2O is still undefeated. And this, not only in this game, but in this tournament so far. It is the quarterfinals. And he's undefeated until now. It would be amazing if he went undefeated in this series as well. I mean, I'm quite impressed with these matches, to be honest with you. Of course, we've seen the first match, Iroquois Mirror, and it was quite exciting to begin with. And of course, H2O found that 140 food treasure, which put him ahead, and essentially, let him send the 4 Kenya shipments so early and put Nagayumi off resources. I do hope you guys are enjoying this stream. If you have any comments for me, do leave it in the comment section there. I will definitely check it out. If you have any suggestions, anything you'd like to see in the next match. Now, H2O just won with British, but civ restrictions do not apply on the British civilization. And so we will see a British mirror here on New England. Should be very, very exciting. I do love the British mirror, especially on a map like this. Usually we see matches that tend to prolong just because of the map layout. There's lots of chokes here that can be walled up, of course, prolonging the game. And of course, British are water civilizations, so we could be expecting them to go here as well. Okay, So here for the blue player, British, H2O, we have one mine here in the forward and one mine in the back as well. Looking at the hunt distribution, one starting deer. Ooh, it's not looking good at all, and he might ask for a restart because his second hunt is way out here, and his other hunt is in front of the trees, very hard to herd, and so he definitely has the option to be asking for a restart here. He is going for that 80 food as well. Now looking at the red player here, Nagayumi, playing British here. As we know, it's a mirror, so he does have a starting mine. He is going for a market, where H2O doesn't decide to go for a market. He has a mine here, and his other mine is way over here. Interesting. So he does have a better hunt distribution, though. He does have a hunt there in the forward and on the side here, so he can ask to he can definitely herd those. However, his mines are not too good looking, whereas H2O's mines are quite fabulous. So essentially, bottom line, H2O has better mines, Nagayumi has better hunts. Slightly. Alright, so Nagayumi rescued a Native American warrior. That should help him out getting this other Iroquois tomahawk, perhaps. Waiting for the shot. He doesn't have the shot yet. And looking at Ryan here, he's going for that Coeur de Bois treasure with a low health explorer. Of course, he did go for a treasure earlier, which was 80 food and 90 food. So 90 food, 80 food, and a Coeur de Bois. That's really a big push for him. Definitely allowing him to age up earlier, knowing he's already aging up right now. 16 villagers, I believe, he's aging up with. 17. And he's going for the market right now. Now, Nagayumi just rescued that Tomahawk explorer, or Tomahawk soldier from this treasure here. So he does have a nice little army here. And he is going for the 90 food. Now, I just want to check Nagayumi's treasures. He's got 90 coin, 50 coin, 2 American warriors. 2 American warriors and 90 food. Of course, there's 135 XP here, and inside his town, which he could be going for, which looks like he's going for. I hope he does. It's a nice treasure. And he is herding this deer here, and looks like he's already been herding this one and this one as well. As for H2O, he's got only a few deer here and no other hunt to be found. Wow. No other hunt except for this one way out here. So I'd definitely put the advantage for Nagayumi here, without a single doubt in mind. He is building that house with the Coeur de Bois. They do build them faster. He aged up with the tower, 200 gold, and so has Nagayumi. I hope Nagayumi puts on good pressure here, because really H2O doesn't have good hunt at all. It's bad, very bad, terrible. And he will soon be going on berries after he cleans up the sheep here in this hunt. Unless he does some kind of aggressive strategy. Unless he does some kind of aggressive strategy and manage to get this hunt as well. As for Nagayumi, just building his barracks now. Perhaps just a musketeer flank. 700 wood here. And look how many hunts he's got. Nice stash of hunt there. And that explorer is quite low on hit points. Now H2O, he did have his villagers idle there for a few seconds. He is 3-0 lead, so he is feeling quite comfortable at this point. He's going for a trade post as British, just quite unique. And his explorer is also very low on hit points. We do have quite a nice house boom here, as well as a barracks just going up now. Why haven't we seen a rush yet? I'm expecting a rush by Nagayumi since H2O doesn't have good hunts. That's odd. I was really hoping that Nagayumi would scout his map and see what it looks like. That way he could really figure out his strategy and work around it, because he should adapt well to his map and just essentially rush him. Of course, Nagayumi can just hold out and contain him in his base. He could do that as well. I'm seeing a peak of red here on my mini map. Okay, that's the house. Now it looks like they haven't really fought explorers at this point. And look at this house boom. That's absolutely crazy. I just want to check his deck here. We do have some musketeers going there. And looks like they're all going for this explorer here. He should really be using his musketeers to be pushing forward, because clearly H2O is out booming Nagayumi with the house boom here. We see how many houses he's got. It's crazy. It's quite impressive too at the same time with the hunt that he's had. Just want to take a quick peek at their decks. Looking at H2O, no industrial cards, so clearly he wants to do a H2, H3 kind of play. Very standard though. He does have this offshore support, very nice TAD card introduced in TAD. Other than that, yeah, pretty standard. Very good cards. And now I just want to take a look as well at Nagayumi's deck. Nagayumi's got Pioneers in here. That's very unique. And no water deck. Wow. No water deck. Okay. That's interesting. No Caravels either. I think he chose the wrong deck. Wow, I think that's really going to hurt him. No water deck, and we could probably see this go into late game as we see the walls go up here by H2O. I think he noticed that Nagayumi doesn't have a water deck, and so he would probably want to go water himself, since Nagayumi doesn't even have Caravels. That's I consider that a mistake. Tell me what you guys think. Now he just picked up a bear here. Nagayumi really needs to put on some pressure. He needs to put on pressure. I'm not sure what he's doing. H2O over here has got quite a few villagers on gold and wood. An artillery foundry. Okay, so perhaps H2O is already aging, wants to go cannons, or musketeer grenadiers. That's yeah, so yeah, he just went Fortress Age, so he will do Musketeers cannons, and he aged with the 400 wood. Now he does have a few villagers on berries, keep in mind. And now he's finally going for the 135 XP, which he will pick up now. Nagayumi also on the Fortress Age. No players have gone for water at this point. Of course, H2O agent with the 400 wood and a Caravel. Now, what I like to do with caravels sometimes when I age out with the caravel on New England is I like to pick up these treasures. You know, I like to kill them off, put a villager inside a caravel, and just kind of kill off these treasures with the caravel. However, it takes a lot of micro and time, though you can definitely do it. Where did his caravel go? There it is. He should put his caravel along the shore here. But he's made some cannons of himself and pushing out some veteran musks. I don't think Nagayumi is expecting... Did he make those cannons or ship them? I'm not sure. I didn't see it. Nagayumi shipped those cannons because he does not have an artillery foundry. And you should be careful, very careful here. Steady. Okay, Nagayumi just noticing the cannons now. Okay, and Nagayumi definitely has the bigger mass. I see a bigger mass here. It's very, very, very... he needs to micro those cannons properly on these cannons. I hope he does get a shot off here. And another 2 cannons coming in. He picks off one. Ouch, 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 ouch. He needs to be careful here. 3 cannons just shooting at these and they go down. And Nagayumi just pushing in on these cannons. And I think he'll be able to win this no problem. Because essentially H2O did not have enough of a cover. This is a very close match indeed. H2O just backing his musketeers there in the back and just, you know, keeping them behind there. Nagayumi already knows that H2O has built an artillery since he added falconets, and now these muskets will probably go for these trade posts, or at least this one here, since he knows it's built. Very, very exciting match. Nagayumi is ahead. He has no water deck. I really feel that, well, to be honest, I feel that if H2O went water, there was no stopping him. And of course, Nagayumi has been pretty passive for these past 10 minutes here, except for that battle there where he tends to, he wanted to push. Now, of course, this frigate is going to be a problem for Nagayumi because he doesn't have a water deck. So, of course, caravels in a frigate is always nice. Especially since that a frigate has a massive 30 range. More range than a cannon. Cannon has a 27 range, I believe. 26 range. More range. Frigate has more range than a falconet, which makes the frigate very, very nice. There's really no way to take this thing out at this point. Culverins, he built an artillery foundry, quite nice. That can definitely work. Of course, the culverins have a longer range than frigates, so he needs to be very, very careful here. Micro the culverins, excellent work there, excellent work. And I think he could have popped off this other falconet if he had a shot off each falconet, a shot off each culverin. One on each falconet is what I meant. So we see here, since he just took out that trade post, he will push forward. H2O has an unbuilt trade post here, spending wood on unbuilt buildings. It's not good. I don't think he notices it. H2O building a trade post here, and of course has not decided to go for water. Instead, these berries about to finish. And as for Nagayumi, his resources are looking pretty good. He's still on these berries and of course hunting as well. However, H2O has begun going on farms. 2 farms. Okay. Interesting. 2 farms. And of course he's got a town center here near the water. Of course, I think Nagayumi has the advantage at this point. I just want to take a quick peek at the resources gathered in village account. So Nagayumi is ahead there. And all resources. Yeah, so Nagayumi is also ahead here. just because he's been on hunt longer than H2O has. Of course, which is taken a reflection on the score here, since the farms gather much slower than hunt do. And of course, Nagayumi doesn't have to worry about mills for quite some time, since he's got the berries as well. Do keep in mind, H2O still's got the good thing about H2O's map is that he's got a ton of mines. He's got 3 left, which is pretty good. Just want to see where's the other third one there. Pretty sure I saw a third one. 1, 2. Okay, looks like he's only got 2 mines. Okay, here we go with the push. Very it's a very close battle here. We got culverins. Wow, they're unpacking. That's not good. Okay. However, he doesn't need to worry about anything right now, Nagayumi, because Nagayumi essentially has got culverins and musketeers. Nothing can stop this. Besides, if H2O had some cav coming in from behind, culverins will pick off this frigate. I'm not sure why these are still packing. They should be shooting off musketeers. I was hoping the culverin could be shooting off some musketeers. Okay, looks like they're going to just pick off that frigate there first. And Nagayumi just sending in some more reinforcements here. He does still have a lot of villagers on gold. Perhaps he wants to make more cannon. Idle villagers there. H2O is running out of options. He's on farms, building his 3rd farm here. Not the best map for H2O. He started with only 1 other hunt, and his 2nd hunt was way far out here, as I mentioned at the beginning of the match. Of course, these culverin, I'm not sure what they're doing, just packing, unpacking. That's a bit weird. Villagers are going to take them out here. That's a bit of a waste of resources. That's a bit unusual as well. Okay, we got 3 cannon that just popped out here for H2O, and I think Nagayumi can pick them off. I wish he had the culverin though. If Nagayumi had the culverin, he wouldn't have lost this many musketeers. Okay, now H2O is just making cannon now. He needs to really micro his cannons. Look how far this cannon is going in. Exposing it way too much. To tower fire, town center fire. He needs to be careful. Not like what happened to those 2 culverin there that got killed from the villagers. And Nagayumi just cleaning up some villagers here on the mills. Villagers will destroy this cannon. Of course, the villagers have a ton of hand attack. Look how fast that cannon is going down. It's crazy. 10 hand attack on those villagers. And H2O just shipping some longbow. I think the musketeers might do good in hand attack here. However, he needs more to deal with it. Also, we want to mention that H2O was losing quite a few villagers. He already lost quite a few villagers actually. And that puts Nagayumi way ahead there. If you see the score gap. And I don't think there's any coming back for H2O. Instead of these farms, I really would have went fishing instead, since Nagayumi doesn't have a water deck. Now, I don't think H2O has sent Minutemen either at this point. He does undeposit his villagers and goes back to work. And Nagayumi essentially just massing a little bit before he goes back in. So we see the villager count here. Yeah, he did lose quite a few. Almost 15 villagers there. Really going to set him behind. And yeah, Nagayumi didn't notice this earlier because of the battles that were going on, but he finally did build his mills. Wow, that's quite nice. 4 cannons. Alright, that's going to be quite hard for H2O to manage. I think he'll be suiciding this army if he pushes them any more forward. You can't really push out with an army this small at this time. Knowing the score of your opponent, you just might lose them, especially since he's got an artillery foundry. I think Nagayumi has run out of mines, pretty sure. This one's just about to run out, and I think that's the last mine on the map, besides the one on H2O's base. So either Nagayumi needs to go plantation, or needs to start selling resources for gold. And H2O is going to call it a good game. Very impressive by H2O, by Nagayumi actually, to win a match. Now he mentions that he had no hunt. He could have restarted. I think he was just feeling too confident. Let me just give Nagayumi an extra point here. There we go, 3-1. So we will see our 5th map, which is Yukon. He did have a restart there, but he was definitely feeling way overconfident. You can't really play with a map like that. Of course, essentially that was the conclusion of the game. There was not really much else that could have been said. There was a battle here. This quite nice micro battle that was in favor of Nagayumi as well, where Nagayumi had the cannon, used the musketeers against the falconets and hand attack. But it all came down to the map. H2O farmed earlier, which really just caused them the game. Okay, just taking a look here at the comments. Yeah, I was hoping he would go C since he had a water deck and his opponent didn't. Not sure if he realized it. I agree there. Yeah, there goes the undefeated prize for H2O. It was very close. I mean, if he did come out with a 4-0 series, I think he would have made it. I mean, there was a chance. People thought it was impossible, but there was that slight chance. Now, of course, he could have restarted that map, so just waiting upon the players to host up here so we can move on to our 5th map actually. I think well, I can't say I think, but I'm quite sure that H2O will win this series. However, it is 3-1. Anything could really happen. These are both excellent players. H2O was feeling overconfident in that game there, and we did see a lot of surprises, a lot of big surprises in the earlier stages, and upsets as well. So You never know. These kind of things could happen here as well, you know. It's definitely possible. All right, so since H2O lost that match, he's no longer restricted on civilizations. Nagayumi is also non-restricted, even though he won last match. Because he played the British, which are exempt from all civilization restriction rules. So it's Ottomans versus Iroquois. Pretty good matchup. I haven't seen Ottomans Iroquois in this series yet. Would be interesting to see what these players can do with them. Now, don't get me wrong, Ottomans Iroquois has been pretty popular in the previous matches, previous stages, but Nagayumi has lost it in the Iroquois mirror, and so he felt like instead of doing another mirror, he would decide to pull off Ottomans. See how well he does with that. Now, do keep in mind as well, Yukon is a very, very aggressive map. I'd say the most aggressive in the whole pool. Yukon is the most aggressive map in the entire tournament pool. You can essentially set up a base so close to your opponent, and we see it all the time. We've seen it. We've seen Iroquois mirrors. We've seen Iroquois and Ottomans. You build the forward racks. You got the Iroquois player building their forward war hut, and they're just so few inches close together. We could see maybe an 8-minute game. They're actually quite popular on this map. If you send the wrong card, for example, if you boom a little extra than you should have, you've lost it. If the opponent pushes at the right moment, just because the bases are so close together. And there's not really a choke point. There's really no choke points here. It's all open battle. And of course, they have to build a forward base because usually they have the forward bison. That's usually how it always works on this map. You always have the forward bison, so you have to do a forward base. Of course, if you get lucky, you could do a defensive base if you get a defensive resource distribution. Okay, so looking at the top of the map here, we have H2O playing the Iroquois in blue. He's just going for that 40 wood treasure. Very nice, just picking up that polar bear there. And of course, on his way to explore with the Travois. He has a backwards gold, silver mine, sorry, and a forward gold mine. Keep in mind, 5,000 gold on there. It's equal to 2.5 mines. Massive. And in terms of hunts, not bad. Very good. I tend to like Yukon. You always got that forward bison as well as caribou. And he does have this other hunt here as well. Okay, looking at the bottom of the map, Nagayumi building that trade post, picking up that gold. He's playing Ottomans. He's in red. And I just want to see if he picked up any of the treasures. Just 30 coin. Alright. Now, Nagayumi has 2 gold mines here. One is closer than the other, but they're very, very forward. I mean, it's just too exposed. Does have 60 wood treasure there. And 150 coin. Very nice treasure. Very nice. And easy. There was only 3 wolves there. It's only a 3 wolf treasure. Okay, H2O coming down the hill there. Coming down the hill. Yeah, I think Nagayumi will make it in time. Very, very unlucky there by H2O. I think if he would have came right down after he built that trade post, he would have made it in time. Good job there to Nagayumi, picking up the 150 easy coin. Now, this explorer can pick up another bear here, which he decides to do, and of course the 150 food. We do have Nagayumi just creeping up in behind. He does. Nagayumi needs to be careful here. Those bears do have quite a bit of hit points, and he can't really fight back, so his only option is to run back to his TC. But H2O wants this treasure. Though he's just going to chase his explorer away. Nagayumi will come back. Just get a few shots off the bear there. Now, yeah, each player has a trade post. This is for those who are just joining us. This is the 5th map of the best out of 7 series. If H2O wins it, he wins the quarterfinal, moves on to the semi-final versus Garja, which we will also be streaming. Just getting a few shots here off the explorer. He wants to save that 150 food. Nagayumi doesn't want to let him have it. Needs to be careful here. Doesn't want to lose too much hit points. He's losing too many hit points. I think Nagayumi has to let H2O have the treasure. That's quite amusing, really. Okay, he's coming back now. And I think H2O has a shot, so he can just take this bear at that point. I'm not sure if he'll make it. Yeah, Nagayumi has it. Or H2O has it, sorry. Alright, now looking at his base, he does have idle villagers here. Alright, well, I guess because he's multitasking over here. But he really needs to pick up those and move those villagers. Looks like they're on their 5-minute break. Every 3 hours they do get a 5-minute break. That's how the working standards go, at least here in Canada. Alright, so he is going for that Courrier de Bois treasure. Very nice treasure indeed. Also very easy to get. He decides to put those villagers on gold. Now I just want to see what Nagayumi picked up. Picked up 150 coin, and that's it. And 30 coin. That's the only treasures he picked up. They're very good treasures indeed. Now he needs to be careful with this 90 coin because H2O is right there. Okay, now looking down at this base. Ottomans aged out 400 wood, building barracks. A defensive barracks actually. Now I did mention at the beginning of the match you would most likely see forward bases by these players because you need to protect hunts. See these forward bison here, as I mentioned. You got forward bison here as well. But he decides to build defensive barracks instead. And he ships 700 coins. So he's going straight to fortress. Alright, usually you ship a tower, or you age up with the tower and 200 coin if you're going for Fortress Age. Though I think he gathered enough coin to go straight to Fortress Age. Nagayumi hasn't scouted him yet, so he doesn't really know what the Ottoman player is doing. Neither has H2O. H2O hasn't scouted, or sorry, other way around. H2O hasn't scouted Nagayumi, and vice versa. They haven't scouted each other, and so they both don't know what they're doing. They're both, of course, we see here a defensive war hut, so they're both on the defensive here. We have 600 coin. Interesting. Okay, so of course, looks like both players are going Fortress Age then. I think that was just luck that they both decided to go Fortress Age. Of course, Iroquois could pull off quite a nice hefty rush. They're capable of doing it. He had the option of doing it, but he decided to go Fortress instead. Now he only gathered the coins, so I think he's just on his way up now. Looking at Nagayumi, he makes 3 Janissaries, and he just wants to poke. We got some polar bears here. He doesn't necessarily want to poke, I don't think. He just wants to herd this bison. I mean, I'll get this bear rather easily. And H2O takes the 40 coin down here. H2O just got Fortress Age. And with that Fortress Age, he's going to build a stable. Looking down here, Nagayumi also aged up to Fortress Age. And he aged out with the 4 Hussars. Now, what I'm expecting here by the Ottoman player is, there's a few things that he could be doing. He could be shipping Mameluke, he could be shipping more Janissaries. We see him just trying to poke through here. Well, we see some forest prowlers there. He could be shipping cannon, upgrading Janissary. So Ottoman is very versatile in that way. Okay, he decides to ship the Janissary. Ottoman is very versatile in that way because H2O needs to scout Nagayumi 100-100. Just because he needs to know what his next card is. If it's Mameluke, if it's going to be Janissary, if it's going to be coin. If he's shipping coin, that could mean that the Mamluk are coming next. Some people like to gather. Okay, I didn't notice this here. That's another gold mine. That's absolutely insane. 5,000. Now, it doesn't really affect Iroquois that much. But that's 5,000, 10,000 gold. That's the thing with this map. It's always the player at the top of the map that gets the gold mines. That's something I need to look into in terms of map balance, because this player here only has silver mines and the hunt was even on both sides, except, and so is the mines, except this guy had H2O had gold, which essentially just had more in them. Alright, so he does have a coral, he has a war hut, and he decides to go forest prowler and musket riders. There's only have 2 there. Nagayumi, of course, just upgrading his Janissary. I just want to take a quick look at his deck here. Yeah, so he shipped an 8 Janissary. He's got Janissary attack there, 2 cannon, Abyss, Spahi, can ship a 5 Spahi, 1,000 food. There's not much food on this map. Okay, there's a battle here. I need to check it here. You got 2 cannons. They need to focus. Look at that. That's an excellent cannon shot. I'm hoping he gets one more shot there. One more shot. I think he'll make it. Okay, he gets them on the musket riders instead. Ooh, and he gets another shot on the forest powers too. Okay, Nagayumi needs to watch out. Watch out. Be careful. I think he's going to come down. He's going to come down for these cannons. He needs. That's very, very unfortunate. I think he'll get one more shot on these cannons. Okay. But H2O did lose a lot of units though. Speaking of which, I think he should kill the Explorer first. Explorer first, always. He's given too many hit points for these units. But that's only in the area, so if the Explorer is slowed down, which is smart. And of course, the Explorer can shoot off a unit. Or not shoot off a unit, but essentially just crack units down on hit points. Now we do have quite of a decent mass of musket riders and Kenyas, and I think the battle was pretty good with those cannons that Nagayumi had, the Ottoman player. That was pretty good cannon micro. I think the best he could do, except his Janissary, I felt they were out of position just for a few seconds there. However, that battle went good for both players. You know, Nagayumi, he lost his cannons, and H2O lost quite a few units, so it wasn't decisive for any player. So, alright, we have H2O here with the Kenya Horseman. Notice how much Hunt is on this side. Now, I was just checking the decks before that battle happened. Now, let me get back into that. Nagayumi, yeah, so he's got Mamelukes, 1,000 gold, 1,000 wood. Does have quite a few industrial cars. Could we see an industrial? I'm not sure. I don't know, because he doesn't have much food here. He's going to have to ship Mameluke. Okay, now looking at the next deck here, H2O. Okay, he's got this card. Yeah, so standard Iroquois deck. He's got the 4 or 5 vills and the crates and the military, so he used the same deck as he used on Segune. Or on Great Plains, sorry. He has idle Kenyas here. This is a big match for these players. There is a huge amount of prize money up for grabs. It's a 2,650. It's 2,650, $2,650 USD in the pot. Of course, I do have to mention, since this is on the Microsoft stream, that it's not affiliated with Microsoft. It's a community-oriented event. Okay, so we notice here there's a ton of Hunt here, and really it's just he's about to clear up the Hunt back here, so it's going to be a fight for this Hunt, a small Hunt there, and a decent sized Hunt there. Okay, I think he's gonna, okay, I thought he was going to walk in his musket riders into this Janissary spam. He just shipped the Mameluke. Very, very well done there. I wasn't expecting Spahi anyway, because he doesn't have much food. Just enough food to spam Janissary. And he gets his Minuteman, so we could be seeing a final battle here. It's like the final countdown. Essentially, when you send the Minuteman, you really know at that point that this is going to be the final battle. This is where it's called. He wants to push. He wants to call it. He's ready for it. Nagayumi is behind in score, though. He does have quite a few musket riders. I think he was ready. Did he scout the musket riders? Did Nagayumi scout the musket riders? Why is he going back? Okay, Nagayumi needs to be careful here. Ooh, wow, 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 wow. That's a mess up there. He just essentially put his forest prowlers inside the Janissary and the Mameluke. And he's going to be in deep trouble. Deep, deep trouble there. The Mameluke just essentially just trying to chase. Why is the forest prowler going back and forth? What's going on here? He should be definitely behind this town center shooting these off. And H2O is in grave trouble here. Grave trouble. There's no way that... Okay, he needs to micro this Mameluke better here. I'm not sure what it's doing. But he's still got 2 Mameluke here. He needs to use this Mameluke. Okay, he's using it now. He's got another Mameluke there. Could we see a 3-2 series? This is very interesting. Okay, H2O is essentially already in the graveyard. Nagayumi needs to micro those Mameluke. Cursors there by H2O. Should help, but he can't really fight this Janissary spam. It's huge. More Janissaries on the way. He wants to fight. Hand attack. Okay, he just lost all those Cursairs. Shipment of Elite Tomahawk upgraded. Very good micro by Nagayumi. Essentially always realizing that he needs to focus the units on the opponent's units, not the buildings. And that's what he's doing. He's doing exactly that. Very, very good micro. Some hand attack there to slow down the units. I'm very impressed by this micro, and he calls it good game. I didn't see any lag there. He just walked in his units inside and out there. Inside out, and he lost way too many forest prowlers. Okay, it says I've dropped 83 frames, but this was in the last match, so I haven't dropped any frames in that match there. So definitely, I didn't notice any lag as well. It was very clear. It was very steady, consistent, and there was no complaints about it whatsoever. He just essentially misclicked. I'm not sure how he did so, but he misclicked inside the army, and then when he was trying to move them back, he moved them back in there anyway. And that's a very dangerous move. That one misclick caused him the game. I think it was still a good match before that engagement. Now, of course, I did mention that was the final countdown. He did have the. Let me give Nagayumi first a point here. Congratulations to Nagayumi. Very well done. Now, he sent the Minutemen, he had the Janissary, he had the Mameluke, perfect positioning right at the time he needed them. And now Nagayumi has lots of hope here. Now, if you guys are betting on matches and you bet on H2O 4-0, you're definitely in big trouble with the lottery. All right, so I just want to check out the comments here. Well, I'm sure H2O did a few mistakes during that game. There's no doubt about it. And so did Nagayumi, made a few mistakes. But the biggest mistake that H2O made was the last battle where he walked in and walked out. It wasn't lag because clearly I saw the game was very consistent. There was no complaints. Could have not sure exactly what I was thinking. Well, Ottoman had a good composition. Now, Nagayumi won twice in a row, which means that he has to pick a civilization that hasn't been restricted. Just to give you a little background, guys, it's a best out of 7 quarterfinals. H2O Nagayumi. This is the 6th map, Yucatan. I'm hosting this tournament. My name is Chicks. I'm also streaming this. And of course, Shimraz is casting these games as well. You should definitely check him out. He's casting in Japanese, though if you want a different point of view, you can go over and look into that. So we see Sue by Nagayumi, and Sue is not restricted even if you win twice in a row. I made it that way, that Sioux and Aztec are not restricted. I haven't seen too many of these civilizations being played. I do hope that Sioux does pull out a miracle here. All right, so it is indeed Iroquois versus Sioux on the map Yucatan. Now, Yucatan is a very interesting map. You got water on both sides, and they tend to be safe. Okay, so he will end up scouting with that travois, gathering resources, and herding that. Just taking a look at the hunts here. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. And he's got 2 mines in the forward, second one rather exposed, and 1 in the back. So quite a decent map for H2O, and he's going for that trade post. Will he make it? Will he make it? I'm not sure. I think he will, though. That travois is on the way there. Okay, so this guy's map, Nagayumi, playing as Sioux. Of course, he has to play Sioux. It's one of the unrestricted better civilizations to choose. He's got 1 hunt there, 2nd hunt, 3rd hunt. Map is looking pretty good for him, and he has 2 mines. Actually, a mine to the side and 1 in the back. So pretty good positioning. Okay, he does make the trade post in time. Very good. And we see the Sioux War Chief. Just want to see what he picked up. Sioux War Chief picked up 100 food already, and H2O has discovered 40 coin. Excuse me for a second. Just let me drink some water here. Alright, back to the game. So H2O just picked up 60 food. 60 food, 40 coin, 30 coin. So, and Nagayumi going for that 110 wood there. He needs to be careful not to take too much damage on that war chief. He needs to let his guardians do the work here. Okay, it looks like H2O is coming in from behind there with his treasure guardian. Though it says it's got 327 hit points, and the war chief explorer has 209, so he's definitely got to run. Just picking up the coin here by a villager, Nagayumi's. That's a nice treasure there, 250 food. Not bad at all. You could pick it out with 4 Axe Rider. Maybe if Nagayumi sends that 4 Axe Rider card, he could straight away pick that up and continue on. 4 Axe Rider is definitely a viable card to send as a first with Sioux, 2nd age. Right away put your opponent off resources. It's essentially like the starting 4 Kenyas, except the 4 Axe Rider are stronger. Some scouting here. 40 XP for H2O. Just picked up here, I think. Market. And Sioux is going for a trade post himself. Now we have seen Nagayumi pick Sioux in the past. And he's I guess he's been practicing a little bit with them, since they're one of the civilizations that you can choose just on case that you do win twice in a row. You can choose them, and they're a nice overall civilization. I wouldn't. Some people consider them too good. I'd consider them above average. I wouldn't consider them whatsoever as overpowered, though. That's definitely not the case here. Iroquois and Japanese and Ottomans are considered in that state. So Nagayumi has just gotten the colonial age. We see here he's got 400 wood. And we have H2O going for that scout there, native scout. And H2O also just aging up with Travoy. He's going to build defensively with the war hut. And for Nagayumi, he's going straight for a stable and aging up as well with 400 wood. Now I just want to take a look quickly at Nagayumi's deck. Very nice. He's got the 3 bears, 3 grizzlies, 3 privateers, 6 seat and bow. Okay, so he has an overall 1 versus 1 deck. I mean, he doesn't have 600 coin though, so we wouldn't be expecting too many bow rider. I don't think. More of a stable Rax combination. Because if he ships 700 coin and use it for bow rider, I think it'll be hard for him to get Fortress Age. So I think Sue needs 600 gold, but Nagayumi decided not. So H2O, I think he should herd this hunt down here. And there we go with the Axe Rider, straight to this treasure, as I mentioned earlier. Of course, it's a nice 200 zesty, 250 food. Cashew and cashew pears. I don't think he took too much damage either. That's a four Axe Rider shipment. Sorry, he didn't make them. He shipped them. He shipped 700 gold. I think, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Nagayumi is going straight Fortress Age, using these 4 Axe Rider just to harass, put him off resources, and he'll go straight to Fortress Age with this trade post here. I don't think he should be sieging that. He did lose his war chief. Very unfortunate. Opponent getting a clean 100 XP off that. It's very, very that's a ton of XP this early in the game, especially losing your war chief. Can sometimes call the game this level. And didn't do too much. However, he did pick up 250 food, so it's looking good for him. That 250 food enabled him to essentially age up quicker. As you can tell, he's not making any units. He did make that second trade post earlier. He's not making any units because he's trying to age ups. Iroquois is going for a full-on. Just want to see what he aged out with here. Okay, Nagayumi going Fortress Age. He aged out with. Didn't quite catch what he aged out with actually. Alright, well this trade post is going to go down here. I think he'll get, yes, he will manage to get the XP from it. And he's going for a fire pit. He shipped 700 wood. Or sorry, he aged out with the wood. I apologize for that. He aged out with the wood. And we see here for H2O that he's got a stable and a war hut still, so we're going to see a mix of Force Prowlers, Tomahawks, Musket Riders versus Bow Rider, Axe Rider, and Wakina. And perhaps, yeah, he's reviving his War Chief there, as we can see with that fire pit. Okay, he shipped his Rifle Riders. Just want to take a just a quick peek here, double check. 4 War Canoes, very nice card. 14 Wakina as well. And the rest military shipments, as well as 1,000 wood and the cavalry combat. Okay, so we're going for a little raiding here, see what we can do. He needs to be careful though, because those Force Prowlers can pick off some units if he's... Okay, picked off a Bow Rider. Nice catch. Look at the top of the map here. We got Bow Riders. He did upgrade them. Didn't mention it, but yeah, he did upgrade the Bow Riders. And it looks like he'll go straight Bow Rider Wakina maybe. Bow Rider Wakina, an interesting combination. He just got that hit points there, 20%. 20% hit points. Look how many crates he's got around his town center. He's got a ton of crates. 600 wood, 600 gold. And yeah, he's definitely be able to make a lot of units with that. And I'm hoping at this point he'll be able to push now, since H2O has been trapped in his base for quite some time. He hasn't been able to... He just shipped 3 dog soldiers, guys. 3 dog soldiers, very nice card. I was hoping that H2O could push a little bit to harass Nagayumi's economy. Nagayumi's economy has been untouched until now. He's on berries, I'm not sure why. I guess his hunts are quite far ahead. He does have a hunt there that he can herd there. He's got a village as well. H2O's got a huge mass of Force Prowlers and Tomahawks, while Nagayumi is coming right behind. Did he scout? Why is he coming back? Perhaps he scouted him somehow. I'm not sure. How did he find out that he was coming back? Interesting. He needs to be very careful here. Does pick off 1 villager, and this, at least he's buying time. He's buying time. Look at that mass there, Tomahawk and Force Prowlers. Okay, he decides to come back. He needs to be careful. Careful, 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 careful. That's 3 shots. That was 3 shots. Does lose 2 cav units. Does have elite rifle riders. He upgraded them earlier. He still's got his villagers on berries. I guess that's okay. He does have the map control though. H2O hasn't been using that stable whatsoever. I guess since Nagayumi has been going full anti-cav. He does have 2 dog soldiers. He only has 2 dog soldiers left in that army there. They do an excellent job. He didn't upgrade his Axe Rider though, so he wants to go more heavy, obviously, on the rifles and Bow Rider. Perhaps he wants to ship the Wakina. He does have a ton of villagers on that gold mine, so if he ships the Wakina, I think just he might be able to deal with this army. If he puts villagers on the fire pit and gets that tack dance, I think he might be able to deal with this army. He needs to be careful. I don't know if this is a very, very, very smart move. It's too much of a mass. I don't think it's very smart. Okay, he's just popping the villagers on the fire pit now. Where is he going with this thing? Why does he decide to go way back there? It's actually looking pretty good here. It's weird. I guess those Bow Rider just have a ton of hit points, 350 hit points. He needs to ship the Wakina though. This engagement I felt wasn't the best engagement for Nagayumi. He should have waited for Wakina. However, it could have been an even match. Didn't realize the Bow Rider had that many hit points for Elite Bow Rider. They're only 175 resources. That's crazy. Okay, I think he should save this trade post. There's no need to lose it. Ship Wakina from here, and that's really going to cost him a lot. He lost one villager there. Gets his war chief. Sends 5 Bow Rider. Oh, excellent. Wow, that's a full health war chief. Very nice. Okay, he should change the trade pit though. The fire pit. Yeah, he puts the attack dance. Alright. Very, very well done. He's got the elite, or no, not elite, just the regular axe riders, but he should pick off the tomahawk. Absolutely wow. This is an absolute wow here. H2O's army is just getting picked off like no tomorrow. And he's got his elite force prowlers all the way out here. Wow. I'm actually very, very surprised here. I can't believe it. I absolutely can't believe it. Nagayumi is ahead in this match. And he's doing very well. He's making that forward war hut now. What's going on down here? What's happening? Okay, it looks like he's going for this hunt down here. This is very, very tense matchup. He is using his war hut or fire pit to get his explorer. As you can see, it's dead there. I think Nagayumi noticed these villagers down there. I don't think he scouted though. I don't think he scouted this hunt. If he moves this down here. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to go. If he goes down here, it would have been huge danger for H2O. Alright, Kenya Horseman here coming up for the raid, though it's too late to raid at this point since he's already got the war hut now. And this army is protecting this gold mine, and it's kind of a slant angle. Alright, this Kenya Horseman needs to figure out something. I hope they don't get scouted, because if they get scouted, they're going to get popped off. Will they get scouted? War chief there? No. H2O is smart in unit awareness. I mean, he does know that Nagayumi is just kind of scouting the map to make sure that he doesn't have. He knows that Nagayumi is just going back and forth around this area, so he wants to make sure he doesn't lose these Kenyas. He's adding a ton of bow riders. Did he send the card for those? And he still has the option to send Wakinas. I really love to see Wakinas at this point. The thing is about Wakinas is they're not as mobile. They're not as mobile as the rest of the army here. Look how powerful that is. Elite rifle riders. You got elite bow riders. Very, very nice unit composition. More bow riders on the way. I don't know how the Iroquois player is going to deal with this. And why he made Kenyas, because Kenyas are just going to get slaughtered by this army. Absolutely slaughtered. Now, I just want to see, okay, he's got nobody on the fire pit. He does have quite a few villagers, so I just want to just double check the villager count here. Very impressive. Very well done there. He is ahead in the villager count. I'm actually quite impressed. I mean, he's also, Nagayumi can also send the dog soldiers. He just sent the dog soldiers. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, and he also has the option of sending the Wakina, though I don't think, I was hoping to see it sometime. He deleted his fire pit back here, rebuilds it down here. Okay, I think his army is as strong as it gets, really. I've never really seen Sioux play this good versus Iroquois in this kind of matchup. Okay, this is a slaughterhouse right here. Okay, he's got everybody. It's full power on the firehouse here. Wow, that's intense. This is intense here. You got the rifle riders. You got the elite bull riders. Forest prowlers just getting slaughtered. He calls it GG. Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal match. I can't believe he comes back from a 3-0. That is absolutely wow. It looks like they want to start right up, so let's get right into it. Now, keep in mind, it is a 3-3 series right now, and of course, this is the most exciting part. We're on the last match, and it's going to be on Painted Desert. Nagayumi, H2O, quarterfinals. Huge money pot is on the line here. It's absolutely massive, and it's all down to this one game here. It's all down to this one game. The person who goes out is out of the tournament. However, the person who goes through goes to the semifinal and is already guaranteed a huge sum of the pot there, tournament pot. Now, H2O is not restricted on any civilizations, and Nagayumi is still restricted. He can't choose Sioux again. This is going to be a very, very tough decision for Nagayumi. Okay, Nagayumi can't choose. He can't choose Japan, and so he has to choose. He has to choose one of the European civilizations, as well as Aztec. Let me just double check if I had Aztec in there. I'm quite sure I did write it. Now, just taking a look here. 7, right. He has Aztec or the 7-Euro left to pick from. And this is going to be a very, very tough decision to make. And it's all down to this last match here. All right, just a little bit of a clearance on the civilization restrictions. Looks like Nagayumi will go British here on Painted Desert. H2O Iroquois. Now, of course, Iroquois is not as strong on Painted Desert. Iroquois is not as strong as on Painted Desert as the other maps because there's no trade posts here. So you do have to keep that in mind. That's huge. Of course, they get their shipments slower. They get... and so this should definitely help out the British at least a little bit more. Also, the British does very good on Painted Desert because of the heavy hunts. I was hoping to take a 2-minute break here. Actually, I will do so right now. So I will be right back. In hopes to give you the coverage up to date. All right, we're back. And we're ready to get into this match here. I wasn't sure. Okay, British Mirror. Of course, looks like he didn't go for Iroquois because there's no trade posts. He realized that. Now, Painted Desert have quite a few cows on here. Okay, he just shot off one of the outlaw riders on that 320 XP treasure. Just want to quickly cover the hunts and the resource distribution. Of course, both players have a restarts available. Now, Nagayumi has one starting hunt there, bison, one deer, and another deer here. Not looking the best. I'm not a huge fan of the deer hunts. They're rather small. Now, looking at H2O's hunt, he does have small bison herd there, another small one, small deer. Alright, so H2O's definitely got better hunt, though Nagayumi is going to have to herd quite a bit here. H2O's got a ton of hunt actually. Wow. I think that's definitely, the map is definitely in his favor without a doubt. Okay, now looking at the scout lines, Nagayumi is actually doing quite well, picking up these cows. 4, 5, 3, 6 cows. Very well done. 6 out of a possible 10, I believe. H2O hasn't gotten any cows at this point. These cows have yet to be picked up. Nagayumi just picking up all the cows here. Okay, this guy is coming right in. If he gets this treasure, that's really going to be a big deal. I think he will scout though. I hope he scouts it. Okay, he sees his explorer. He sees the explorer. This is going to be really tough right here. It's all down to this. This guy is super strong. Okay, no, H2O's got it. Just literally a 2 millisecond pickup there. It's quite a nice treasure. The Incan Hamakinaka. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Alright, so he's eating the cows already. Apparently he wants to age up faster. We could probably be seeing some aggressive play maybe, since he's wants to age up quicker, more aggressive. Will he delete the cows or take them? Okay, he needs to do this properly here to keep the cows. He does decide to go for that 40 XP treasure. Not sure, where is he taking these cows? Okay, he does delete them, yeah. And he'll probably even lose the explorer. I mean, I'm not sure what he's doing and why he put him out there that far. He'll probably pick up this coin treasure and let his explorer go down to suicide. Also, I think he was buying time with that explorer so he wouldn't harass Nagayumi's villagers with this unit. Very, very strong against buildings and villagers. They have a massive 15 hand attack and 48 siege. Nagayumi just building the market now. Still has 3 cows here. He should put that in behind. That town center wants to probably pick off that Hamankia, the native soldier. And looking on this side of the map, there's still, okay, those are dead. There's 55 coin treasure up there. Native soldier still alive. And there's still 3 rifle riders or outlaw riders on that 320 XP treasure. So I think H2O noticed that. Nagayumi just aging out with trade or outpost wagon now. An interesting build here. We have a side build by Nagayumi. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. He should siege that outpost wagon with the explorer. That's definitely close, because this thing has a ton of siege. 48 siege there. Looks like it's going to be a double rack side build, perhaps. And of course, H2O hasn't scouted it since his scouts are inside his base. As for H2O himself, he just aged up now. And aged up with the tower. His tower is there. Hey, his villagers are still on wood. What are they doing on wood? Perhaps longbow pike? He doesn't have enough on food for that. More of a boom style, I think. Alright, here we go. We got villager or musket start here. We got a 4 pump because he aged up very early. He needs to be careful. He needs to pop up this soldier first. Some more houses here by Nagayumi. H2O's head because he's booming. He's booming like crazy here. Or actually, he's not booming. He decided to build 2 raxes instead of the houses. Okay, he just picked off a villager there. 1 villager down. That's all he made was 4 musketeers. And he's building a house there in the forward for line of sight in front of the hunt. Now looking at H2O here, his double racks, and by the looks of it, yeah, there's 700 wood. By the looks of it, since he's got nobody on coin, it's indeed longbow pike. But he hasn't made any soldiers. Okay, there they are now. Okay, he's getting that 320 XP treasure. Very well done. This is the 7th map of the series. This is going to call it. This is the most important match that these players will play in a very long time. It's 3-3. It's best out of 7. Okay, that longbow is going to hurt. That he's got 5 muskets down there. He needs to be careful. Now, longbow are not very good at chasing units because of their setup animation. However, once they're set up, they just shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, he did pick off 2 units in the cost of 4. That's not very smart. Okay, this is not going to be smart. Why? What is he doing here? He needs to walk him back around this place. Go around here. Nagayumi is behind in score, behind it in economy, and is going to lose that forward racks. Can't believe we're seeing a 3-4 series here. And it might even go for Nagayumi. And if this series goes for Nagayumi, it's going to be very unfortunate that I lose a lot on the gambling, the lottery that I bet on this. There's actually a lotto going on, a betting system. You can win money on it if you bet properly and correctly, promptly as well. Tongue twister there, yeah. You can bet at pkclan.net. You go to the forums. It's administrated by Goodspeed. He's taking care of all that. Definitely check it out. It's looking pretty good. A lot of people came out on top. You definitely have a chance of joining in even now, placing in your bets. Of course, it's too late to bet on this match here, but you can place your bets on other semifinal games that will come up later on today. Actually, we got Shimraz playing. Shimraz, I believe he's playing Goodspeed. He's playing Goodspeed. Okay, let me focus on this match. Actually, this is huge here. He might use his villager just to sink in some damage. He's using attack move here. Clearly, he does have some hussars. Nagayumi a bit behind. He should put those hussars in. And both of their masses are not bad. I'm not sure why H2O is going back. Is he going back because of the Minutemen? Perhaps because of the Minutemen. And now he'll go back in as soon as... Okay. Okay, H2O needs to be careful here. This is not needed. He made a big mistake here, just losing 2 free musketeers. You got villagers scattered all over the place now, because keep in mind it's a British mirror, and of course you're going to be harvesting resources around the map like crazy. Okay, H2O is just popping off some free vills here. 2? Only 1. It's 3 HP on that. Okay, slowing down the units with Cav. Wow, look how many muskets there are. Nagayumi went too heavy on musketeers, I feel. Nagayumi went too heavy on Cav, sorry. Should have went heavier on muskets. I guess he does still have a few longbow back here, but it wasn't needed to go that many hussars. Hussars are just too expensive. You can see that can reflect in the scores. It wasn't a battle worth fighting. He does still have his Minutemen. Minutemen are a huge add-on to the battle here. 26 range attack. They have a ton of attack. And he's calling it GG already. Good game. And that was the last match, and that's going to call it right there. it finished unexpectedly. It was a rather only 11-minute match, though. Very, very interesting series. 4-3 to Nagayumi. 4-3 to H2O. Good comeback by Nagayumi, going 3 straight wins there. Nice little promo, right, with all these shots here. What I felt was a mistake in this game is that forward side racks. Sure, that Nagayumi was thinking, hey, I got these cows, let's age up quickly and harass them a little bit. Sure, that worked out okay, but he just essentially popped his units, kept on popping his units, musketeers in his town, and wasting them. Even wasting 5-10 musketeers, especially going on heavy on hussars, that cost him the match right away. Because H2O, he switched right away in a snap. He switched as soon as Nagayumi switched to hussars, or included hussars. H2O had switched already to muskets, which definitely caused them, the match for Nagayumi in that sense. There's still a 55 coin treasure that wasn't picked up. Very interesting. Very good work there by H2O. An excellent play. I do want to highlight the play by Nagayumi in our last match with the Sioux. That was actually the most exciting match for me to cast. I was actually quite amazed to see his mass with the Sioux. Very, very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a pleasure streaming this. And this is me just concluding the stream now. So, of course, we have more semi-final games coming in tomorrow, so do look out for that. And until then, we'll see you guys later. Thanks very much for tuning in. Also, we'll see you next time.